So you're ambitious, but also lazy. If you're here today, it's because this video found its way to you. I know for a fact that you are an ambitious individual. Maybe you want to make $10,000 a month, travel the world, collect sports cars, or take the love of your life to dinner and pay the bill like it's nothing, or even buy a big, beautiful countryside home to retire your parents. The issue is, you go to bed every day unsatisfied. You promised yourself that tomorrow you'll be productive and you'll get shit done this time. But you wake up the next day and it's the same story on repeat over and over and over again. You sit down at your computer chair, ready to do some work, yet you can't stop getting distracted. Believe me, I know what it's like. I've been there. The truth is, you forgot how powerful you really are, and I'm here to remind you of it. Now, since we probably haven't met before, my name is Fred, and I'm an entrepreneur from a lower middle class background. I went from having only $400 to my name 5 years ago to generating upwards of $1,000 in a single day at only 21, selling services and digital products. And I also went from being socially anxious to the point I couldn't even go for a walk in the neighborhood to spreading my message with the world on social media and generating over 40.7 million views styling with no audience. I've always been ambitious. Growing up in a lower middle class family, every day I would hear my parents complaining about the price of food. It was unbearable. I'd go to school and get bullied by the wealthier kids because I wasn't one of them. They were walking around with expensive clothes, the latest iPhone, while at the time I didn't even have a phone. My mother worked a very dangerous night job as a nursing assistant, and I say dangerous because she was dealing with convicted felons, so not exactly the friendly type. While my father worked as a nurse, but he was miserable, depressed, alcoholic. He'd often be physically and verbally abusive towards me because his life made him miserable. At work, he was treated like a commodity, like a pawn. So growing up, because we lacked money, life felt very frustrating. So it lit up this desire inside of me to truly be free, to experience abundance. I didn't want to end up like my father, settling for a mediocre job I wouldn't like just to pay bills and taxes. I knew it was my duty, my mission, to become successful and to get my family out of hell, because who else was going to do it? When I was about to turn 12, I decided to type how to get rich in the YouTube search bar. That's when I stumbled upon a video that changed my life. In that video, a businessman explained how he made $72,000 in the previous month with his own online business, traveling the world. At first, I was completely shocked. I could barely believe that you could make that much money while traveling the world with just a laptop and a steady internet connection. Back then, I thought that in order to become successful, I would need to open up restaurants, gyms, things like that. So of course, I saw a massive opportunity and I decided to start my first online businesses. Now, to tell you the truth, it took me 10 years from the moment I was 11 and discovered that video to the moment I had my first $1,000 day in sales at 21. So it wasn't an overnight thing. But over 5 years ago, I hit my lowest low. I had $400 in my bank account. I was depressed beyond reason. I felt lonely. I was out of shape. Not to mention that I had crippling anxiety because of traumatic shit from my past. It got so bad, I couldn't even leave my parents' house for months. Not even just to go for a walk in the neighborhood. And even though deep down I had big goals, I wanted to make fuck you money, to live a life of true freedom, of true abundance, to be able to provide for the people I love, I would always end up procrastinating. I would numb my emotions with cheap sources of entertainment to forget how miserable I was inside. So if you're ambitious but lazy, you need to realize everyone is lazy. The real question is, are you going to let that laziness control you, or are you going to learn to rise above it and get everything you've ever wanted? No one can make that choice for you. Even to this day, when I have to get up at 5 AM to work on my business before I head off to the gym, it's not easy every morning, especially in the winter. It's cold, it's rainy outside, I don't feel like getting out of bed, it's warm and comfy in there. Sometimes I'd much rather sleep in and watch Netflix all day, but I force myself to get out of bed anyway, because I have a mission to accomplish, and the people I love are counting on me, so I can't let them down. There are two types of pain in life, the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. So either way, you will feel pain. Not feeling pain is a foolish dream, it's not even a possibility. So at the very least, if you're going to suffer no matter what, choose to suffer for something that's worth it. And let me tell you, from my experience, the pain of discipline is nothing in comparison to the pain of regret. Nothing in life is a coincidence. When people say that something happened by coincidence, what they're really saying is that they have no clue how it happened. But everything in this universe operates under the law of cause and effect. If you are ambitious, it's for a reason. A lot of people want more out of life, but that doesn't mean they're ambitious. Wanting is easy. Everyone would rather have a Mercedes, a Porsche, or their dream car instead of some cheap brand. Everyone would rather look good and feel good as opposed to being overweight. Everyone would rather have magnificent relationships, the love of their life right next to them, as opposed to being lonely and feeling miserable. But ambition is more than a simple desire or wish. Ambition is the thing inside you that tells you, I will not stop until I get what I want. Realize this, the dreams that you have in your heart were placed there for a reason. It means you are destined for it. All the obstacles that you encounter on your path are there to teach you the skills, the patience, patience and the perseverance that you need in order for you to get what you want. So if you let fear and doubt hold you back, you don't even start chasing your dreams, you will waste your life. Because that thing that you want, even though it's meant for you, will never be yours. And then, when you're old, when it's time for you to go, you'll look back and you'll be so angry at yourself. I don't wish that for you. This video is your wake-up call to start getting after it. Now you have to realize, you had a 1 in 400 trillion chance of being born. Yet, you're here, worried about what people are going to think of you when you start taking action to build your dreams. You came into this world as a winner. Yet, I hear you're doubting your infinite potential. Some people choose to see this world as a playground, full of possibilities, of opportunities, while others decide to play the victim and say that everything's unfair and they can't win. So which one are you? The truth is, no matter what you do, you will be criticized. I learned that the hard way as a teen. No matter what I'd say or do, I'd always have people judge me. So at some point, instead of always trying to please other people, to live for others and not even for myself, I decided I had enough and I just stopped giving a fuck, and I suggest you start doing the same. A lot of people are afraid to just start because they don't want to be seen negatively by other people. You might not realize this, but unconsciously, a lot of the things that humans do is actually to gain status in the eyes of others. So we often fear failure. In fact, by the school system, we're conditioned to want to avoid failure because we've been taught failure makes us look stupid. It lowers our perceived status in the eyes of the crowd. But all of that is just an illusion because let's be honest, no one gives a fuck what you do. People are self-centered, and you know what? That's great. It means you are free to chase your dreams because people are too busy with their own problems to be worrying about what it is you're doing. The truth is, if you care about what others think, you will never become successful. One of the very first things that you will learn if you want to become successful at whatever it is that you do is that you need to stop giving a fuck about what others think. You need to focus on your mission, on the things that you need to do to become successful, and block out all the rest. The rest is just noise, a distraction. It doesn't matter. Even the best hotels, the best restaurants, the best movies in the world have haters, so stop trying to please everyone because you can't. It's impossible. And instead, start taking action. Your future self will only thank you for it. The hardest part is always the beginning because that's when you have no momentum. For a car, starting the engine is what requires the most power. Once the vehicle is in motion, it's much easier to keep going. Starting a business is often difficult because for a while, you might be putting in a lot of effort, yet you barely see any traction. You'll probably struggle for longer than you think, but when you do succeed, believe me, everything will compound quickly and all of your past effort will be rewarded. When it rains, it pours. And finally, you have to realize that the longer you wait to get started, the more you delay the moment that you actually become successful. So what the hell are you waiting for? It's time to roll up your sleeves and to get to work. Do the things that you need to do to win and drop all of your excuses because winners don't make excuses. Remember, you can either have excuses or results, but never both. That being said, if you found this video helpful, share it with a friend and together, let's blow up this YouTube channel to empower ambitious individuals across the globe to become financially free.